What's going on, YouTube? So today we're gonna do a walk around of my 2001 Chevy Suburban. I turned this into like an overland camper. So the whole purpose of this thing is, prior to this I was camping out of a tent, and Mother Nature's undecisive. So I wanted some kind of a hard camper to get out of the weather, rain, snow, wind, that kind of stuff. Reason I went with the Suburban is I wanted something that was four-wheel drive that I could get up to like Alpine Lakes. I live in Colorado, and that's kind of, so to speak, my happy place is Alpine Lakes. Okay, so I believe I went with the right vehicle. I really wish, in hindsight, I would have went with the 2500. The mountain passes, this thing kind of labors getting over, especially when I have it loaded down. I couldn't imagine trying to do a mountain pass hauling a boat or some kind of trailer. So wish I would have went with the 2500, bigger engine, bigger differentials, bigger tranny, brakes, but it seems to be doing the job just fine. I have an LS3 out of my Camaro that I'll probably end up dropping this in. Basically doubles the torque and horsepower, so should be great that way. When I got this vehicle, it was a really good condition. It had 170,000 miles on it, but it was very well maintained. So suspension wise, I put shocks on it. It had the air ride override suspension, and I went ahead and just ripped all that system off. I put coils in the rear, and that raised it up about 3 inches. Okay, so one of the things that I'm planning on doing is leveling it out. So I want to get a little more ground clearance out of it. The front end, you just put the torsion keys in the front, and it's pretty easy to get 2 inches or so out of it. I already have that coming up on winter time, so I don't want to do that, do the tires, all that kind of stuff, and then let it sit. So I'll probably wait till springtime to do that. I'll probably go up, I think it's 285, 75 is what I'll end up putting on for tire size. And again, not too crazy, so I want to be able to drive it on the highway, not roll over too much, but a little more aggressive on off-road would be nice. There's a few times we got into some ups, downs, rocks, that kind of stuff, where a little more ground clearance and a little bigger tire would have helped out. So when I first got it, like I said, I just did a bunch of maintenance on it, tune up, fuel filter, that kind of stuff, all air filter. And then I got into changing all the fluids. So I did the bolt differentials, the transmission fluid, the transfer case, just to know in the back of my mind that everything has already been done. The next thing I did was I went ahead and ripped out the rear climate control system, and that wasn't too involved. All I did was drain the system, put a block plate on the ports going back to the rear, and then physically removed all the lines and the rear AC and heater units, just to get more space in the rear for the build out. Then I went and added a second battery to it. These vehicles that are capable of having the diesel already have the space for a second battery for the 24-volt systems. All I did is I ordered the bracket that holds the battery, mounted everything up, wired it up. I put it in an automatic switch, so anytime we're driving around, we're charging both batteries. It's got an emergency button on it that you can connect the regular battery and house battery in case one of them dies, or vice versa. You need to get the truck started. I've been super happy with the system. I put in a battery tender wired in. So basically, whenever I'm at a campsite that has power, or just when I park it at my house, I have the battery tender plugged in. Keeps the batteries nice and charged. Don't have to worry about them draining, losing their charge and whatnot. Other than that, that's pretty well the stuff I did up front. Just basic maintenance stuff. Just put a connector for the radiator lines, or the heater hose, going to the heater core. Like I said, I removed the rear system, so that wasn't too involved. Been super happy with it. I have probably a couple thousand miles on it, just mainly around Colorado, going over mountain passes. I have a second battery system, like I said, so I have portable solar panels. There's like 120 watts for 4 or 5 days. We've basically lived off of that with an electric refrigerator, and everything's been fine. I put just a regular same size battery that came in the vehicle is what I put over there. It fits, it holds enough charge for overnight. I've been super happy with the whole deal. So we'll go ahead and walk around, starting from front, going to the back, and let you know if you want to do this with something that you got, or why I did it with mine. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the front seat. Didn't do a whole lot of crazy stuff up here. when I got it, it had the original stereo system, speakers, all that kind of stuff, and they were pretty well blown. 20 years old, kind of be expected. So I went ahead and put the Alpine deck in, Bluetooth off my phone. These have a built-in subwoofer and amp from factory, so tying into that system was pretty complicated, trying to figure out the wiring of what goes here, what goes there. But I have it set up now that I can put the stock sub in if we go to the movie theater, or excuse me, the drive-in or something like that. Normally I just pull it out so we have more space for camping stuff in the rear. I put Rockford Fosgates all the way around. Sounds real good. It's not no thumping system, that kind of stuff, but it's not really what I'm into at this age. Other than that, like I said, I have a 12-volt refrigerator in the center console. I went with this model basically just for dimensions because it seemed like it would fit between there. If I get a bunch of questions, I'll go ahead and list all the items, that kind of stuff. I made a little center console. Just went to AutoZone, got a plastic tray, and then made a piece out of plywood to fit in the center. I use Gaia, the off-road app. So sometimes I'll set up a little mount for my phone just so I don't have to look at it or get too crazy. I can look down and see the map real easily. Other than that, not a whole lot happened up here. Like I said, it was just a clean vehicle. Interior was pretty good. It's a little dirty now, but it's a off-road vehicle, so I don't worry about it too much. Okay, so now we'll start getting into the actual carpentry and the build out of this camper. So these come with 3 rows of seats. I just went in and took the second row out. This is normally where my dogs sleep. Me and my girlfriend sleep on the bed. It's a full size. And I'll put down a blanket right here. We have 5 dogs, so it gets a little cramped, but they just cuddle up, stay warm. So we'll start off with the 12-volt fridge. It's a cheaper brand, but as much as I've used it, I've been super happy with it. I'm very glad we went this route rather than with just coolers and ice. So I have a 12-volt system, and it runs off just portable solar panels. I just use little straps. It normally parks underneath the bed. It's real quick to set up. Takes me a whopping 30 seconds. And then I just strap it down on either side of the roof rack. I have a little cord right here. Just crack the window, runs outside. Controllers right here. Like I said, we went 3, 4, 5 days off grid, and it charges the batteries up right away. Haven't had any problems. Keeps everything nice and cold for the whole time. I keep a bag right here, just a thick duffel bag, kind of like burlap sack, so to speak, and it's just full of firewood. Otherwise, we have different storage. I can put coolers and that kind of stuff right here. I've been super happy with this layout. Works out really well. We've had where get up there and it rains all day. It's windy. Don't really want to go outside. We can just kind of throw up the futon, hang out on the couch. The dogs hang out in here. And it gets a little crowded if dogs get antsy, that stuff. But other than that, I'm super happy with this deal. Now we'll start taking a look at the back, the bed, and all the camping area. So this is how I leave it when we're traveling around. I normally just carry a duffel bag, has a comforter and several pillows in it. It just sits up here, throw all our gear and that kind of stuff. We get to where we're going, switch it around, throw all the stuff in the front seats, and we're good to go. I made window coverings for all this, so at night, mornings, that kind of stuff, not letting light in or out. Helps insulate a little bit. We do get a little condensation outside of it, but I don't always crack the windows, does all right. So I have full build videos of all this. I'll be trying to upload in the near future, kind of just time-wise, see how that goes. But this is a full-size futon mattress, 4-inch, I believe. I got it off eBay and Amazon, whatever it was, I don't know, online. It's remarkably comfortable for how cheap the mattress is. It's got the slide-in, slide-out system. Is the system I went with, and I don't know if it's because everything flexes or what, but this is incredibly comfortable. Okay, so like I said, I normally keep the solar panels up underneath there. I have a storage space over here, and basically I just got some, I think they're 2x10, something like that, just to rest the wheels on, level out the vehicle, first aid kit, some recovery items. There's a jack, like I said, just that's what I use for leveling out the vehicle, so we're not sleeping sideways, crooked. Other than that, it's real nice storage, goes right back into place, piece of cake. So we normally just keep a body pillow in here, just for when we have it in futon mode, kind of helps out. It's remarkably comfortable, like I said, for how cheap this thing was. But if it's bad weather out, we'll throw this up, just kind of hang out, throw a tablet up on the stove, enjoy watching movies or something until the weather gets better. But then these guys, they just kind of slide off to the side, in and out. So there you go. It's that hard to turn into a couch. All right, so I have a nice long drawer where I keep all my camping stuff. I got lucky, and I had dividers throughout this whole thing. I ended up, like I said, getting lucky where my camp chairs fit in here perfectly. So I have 2 chairs in here, just me and my girlfriend. We have a bunch of thermocell, shovel, spikes, fishing pole stuff, ropes. And we normally try to keep our camping gear or cooking gear and food in these back 2 storage compartments. Plenty of room for, like I said, we've done like 4 or 5 day trips, and there's plenty of space in here. Slides along nice and easy. I put hardwood, and then on the top of the drawer in the very back, there's a piece of plate, and that's just to try to keep from wear and tear down, or slide this in and out, and then it's hanging on that. You can pretty well pull it all the way out, and it does just fine. This is quite a bit of an involved build. It was kind of one of those, you just got to kind of go for it. I don't have any dimensions or plans, that kind of stuff. So basically I went for the wheel wells as low as I could get it, and just built everything around that. The cabinetry, everything else, it was kind of just to wing it and go for it. Nothing in these vehicles is square and true, so it was just kind of mold to this, mold to that, measure 4 times and then make a cut, and it seemed to work out. I'm super happy with this system. Everything's working out well. Okay, so now we'll move on to the cabinetry. This is kind of the heart and soul of the build. Basically, we have a 5-gallon freshwater tank and then a 5-gallon gray water tank. I have a nice faucet, spins around. We can wash our dogs off if we need to. Other than that, it's real nice, just kind of wash up in the sink. Wish I could have got a bigger sink, but for space-wise, it's about all we can do. We can wash dishes, that kind of stuff in it. It gets a little tight. Basic stuff. This is our electrical system down here. When I first decided this, I was going to try to do cabinet doors and try to make this look nice. It kind of turned into, it's so convenient to be able to just lift the mattress up, reach in between here, grab anything you need inside of here, that I'm not going to put doors on this thing. It's very convenient. We got a whole bunch of little just cubby trays with different knickknacks, soap, hand wipes, coffee pot, dog leashes. So we do have switches over here, excuse me. I put in 4 LED lights, and they don't have much draw at all, and they put out plenty of light for this vehicle. I have a little USB 12-volt adapter. You got to charge your phone, tablet, want to plug something in. I carry a little fan in here for summertime if it gets hot. Other than that, we have a water pump. Seems to do just fine. I'll try to link all this stuff if I can find it still. Other than that, we have a 5-pound propane bottle hooked up to our gas grill. I wanted to be self-contained. Didn't want to have a whole bunch of loose stuff. Set the stove up, set this up, set that up when we got to camp. This has been an awesome deal. Gets a little warm in here, so you just crack a window and you get a little airflow going through. Other than that, everything's worked out well. So plumbed all this stuff myself. It doesn't look the best, that kind of stuff, but I'm looking more for fit, form, and function. Everything has worked out well. We have another 12-volt little cigarette adapter back there that runs off the regular or the car battery. Everything's been awesome. So like I said, at the end of the night, kind of want to lay down. It's cold out, whatever you want to do. Use the couch. Everything's worked out. Any questions, feel free to leave comments. I'll try to answer as best I can and link everything that I possibly can.